Yeah, something quite interesting. I don't know if I can concisely summarize the whole, but I'll give it a try. I've written books. The first one is called New Manufacturing Challenge. It's about waste elimination, but the worst waste is not utilizing our talent. So that's for the company, but the same principle applies to living life for each individual. Applies to company, I said, but for the society, like for sustainability, climate change, and the political issues. We want to have some way of communicating for each element. I call mini company, or it could be mini me or mini society. Each has its own value, the vision, what they want to accomplish, but they want to put ideas together to make the most of the situation. And obviously, like a trees, each entity would pursue something, so communicating with others to have a harmony. It may not be easy, but that's the aim. The ultimate is may all beings be happy, so that each of the unit, mini company, society, or within myself, mini me, has the ownership and accountability of what they do, not just for their own sake, but for all wider scope. So that's waste elimination, but that concept of consolidation, integration, synthesizing is related to the mini company idea, glass wall management, communication, and that's the second book. Call it New Shop Floor Management, which is to empower people, the whole, to synthesize ideas and approaches to make the most for the betterment. May all beings be happy. So, idea of the plan, do, check, act is practiced, but on the third book, results from the heart, not just the plan, do, check, act in the brain, but integrating the whole of our existence by connecting to heart. Because it's not just in the mind that we operate, but we are, without using the mind, operated by the laws of the universe. Thy will be done. So it's the root of who we are, and because of that we are here communicating or trying to understand with each other, as if the tree grows and different branches to explore the potential for each of them, but not negating others, because we are at the same, at the core. So the old principle is operating whether you are villain or the heroes, because otherwise they cannot exist. But if we can connect to the root and see there's a connection, we can connect each other. That's the mini company, mini me idea, and the Kegom principle, interpenetration, that if one moves in one direction, others can have the impact of it, and vice versa. Horizontally, hierarchically, that's how the situation happens. So when this is practiced, as mentioned in those books, but in each individual, for example, in my case, I have a better harmony and clear reason of existence. And what I do, my accountability and ownership with vision and mission, what I want to do, but have some connection to the big whole. May all beings be happy. So you're not sub-optimizing, you're part of the whole. And my job is also not just me doing my own sake, but not self, ego, but understanding the whole system, integration of living being to make the most of what they do. So there are certain bottlenecks, either by silo syndrome across the boundaries of the organization, me, mini, mini A, mini B, this and that, and also hierarchically, mini me and mini me, and so forth. So there's a boundary hierarchically and horizontally boundary, barriers, potential lack of communication that result in certain pain point or the bottleneck. And we want us to realize and connect to each other with this idea of Kegon and a vision for may all beings be happy. So that's the whole concept. And it's called, in the second book, the term related total quality control. Not the quantity, but quality of the process, and to control it with everyone involved. So the idea of that book is the consolidation, the policy management, the whole vision of how the system works. And I'm pointing out what it was written for the organization, companies, but can apply to the nation or the whole, or each individual, or each of mini me to practice the same idea. And the whole coordination is hopefully sharing of this vision of may all beings be happy. But it's not just a concept. There has to be some way of exposing the bottleneck problems, whether it's legal, emotional, and all the background related to our historical development. We have scars and habitual patterns that is to be overcome. So obviously it's complex, but each contributing and their portion of their mini company, mini organization, do the best and relating to others so that your effort is not just going into the wrong direction, but balanced out so that the energy flow from the root to each branch, each mini company can be somehow moderated, harmonized with the leadership and empowered people's ownership, understanding with each other, customers and suppliers. So that's what I see. And if we just pick one example of an individual who have lived and have done it, I think you may come up with few people, but I was talking about Warren Buffett, maybe too much finance, but he's got wisdom to even point out the very, very successful people almost always say no to many things so that you can eliminate wasteful investment of our time and energy so that the whole organization can be wise to distribute the energy coming from the root so that whole system is moving forward. But that's just one example, but it could be artists coming up with a vision and approaches beyond what we see to use art as a medium to express something meaningful for the organization. Sports, management, religion, spirituality, our relationship, all fit to that notion of customer suppliers relating to each other, the vision, ownership, and accountability. So what? I just try to explain the wisdom, how we can be wise, not just be confined in the brain in a narrow segment of what you want to optimize, you may want to do that, but because of the interrelationship, we can exist and we can learn from each other. We have to have that graceful management, openness, transparency, connection, understanding, instead of narrow-mindedness. And when that happens, we get the impact of suffering. Not just psychological, but even war and wasteful energy fight that happened in the society. So with compassion and wisdom, for each to gain and confirm and connect to the wider, broader picture of what we do to make the process better. That's what I see us, hopefully, to agree or capture the essence of it and live life accordingly to minimize unnecessary suffering, but better communication, better vision, clearer vision for us to move forward. Life is the process of problem solving, I said, some other videos. We are bound to have those unknown situations popping up because of this distribution of all sorts of ideas bouncing around. But if we can get some understanding of why, not just locally focusing, but the wisdom to look deeper with certain vision to move forward. Not always saying yes, 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 and simple logic, but more synthesizing, integrating, capturing the essence of what is, find the bottleneck, and contribute our best. That's the wisdom for each and for all of us to work together. And in the process, hopefully, we enjoy and find the meaning in it. Thank you.